Let me pull up. Okay, I see we got Big Blue in the Bronx, man. What's going on? Couple of people in here. Wasn't showing me the comments at first, but I'm trying to pull up the stream on my phone so I can see the comments in real time. A lot of times it takes a little while for it to pop up. See how many people we got in here. Looks like we got 2 in here. I'll give people a little bit more time to jump in. Right now it's saying 1. Got 2 likes so far. So is this stream is pretty much me just jumping on to talk about the same old off-season Giants stuff. Really, the things that are up in the air are the Giants free agents, which we kind of talked about the Giants free agent pool probably 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. This stream I had a little while ago, but I'm going to touch on a couple of those guys, and then I'm going to kind of open it up to just kind of take a look at the tape for a lot of these Giants players. Not Giants players, but the tape for a lot of these players in the draft, because I'm not doing mock drafts yet. I think it's a little bit too early, just because free agency hasn't started. Free agency hasn't started. Like I said, the combine hasn't even happened. So I'm not doing mock drafts, but I am looking at a lot of tape. And even if I end up doing videos on some of these players that, I'm going to open it up for people to suggest players to look at. But even if I end up doing, videos on those people, this will be like an informal thing, just kind of just looking through the tape. What's going on, Joe? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. This is the first Sunday without football, even though it technically is football, I think, or maybe it was football yesterday. I think the XFL or USFL, but there's some kind of football going on, but not the football that we were looking for. 100%. So I see we got 8 people in here, so I'll get into my first topic, and this is going to stay pretty high level. I'm going to just jump right into it. Listen, and this has already been on the screen, but I have pretty much gotten tired of the whole Daniel Jones argument and just the Daniel Jones argument in the first place. So I don't want to spend too long on this, but this is a pretty good question. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talking about this and, kind of pointing things out here. And I think it's a pretty good point. I mean, I've been a guy who's pretty much since the beginning of the season, since like probably week 5, week 6, has been saying give Daniel Jones a 3-year deal. I think I touched on it in one of my videos. I said that if you give him a 3-year deal, it's much safer, a lot less risk on the actual Daniel Jones contract because you can get out after 1 or 2 years if you want to. But it does not help us as far as the cap goes. It just doesn't really help us. It's going to actually crowd up the cap, and we can't move any money around to sign other players. Now, if we do, if we are able to, shout out to Jay. Listen, only reason you guys are seeing that I got a haircut is because I couldn't find my Giants hat. I couldn't find the Giants hat, so I just had to jump on. But luckily I just got a cut. But anyway, if we do a 5-year deal, or maybe even a 4-year deal, but if we do a 5-year deal, which is probably more conventional, it's more like we can spread the money around. If he's making an average of $37 million a year, as you see my man having fun in the pile of money, but if he's making $37 million a year, you can spread that out. You can have him making $50 million one year, $10 million another year, $27 million another year. In a 5-year deal, you can spread that money around. And a 3-year deal, unless you're pushing the money back to the back of his contract, which makes no sense on a 3-year deal, you're going to have to pay him $37 million or more every single year. Probably his cap hit, if he does a 3-year deal, year 1 is probably going to be over $40 million. So all things to consider, both options could be seen as safe. Both options could be seen as unsafe. But after considering both of those options and seeing a ton of people on Twitter who want to move away from Daniel Jones, who I'm kind of in the middle as I've been pretty much since Daniel Jones' third year. People have been saying that Daniel Jones, okay, we found out he's okay. We found out he's good. Do we want to pay this guy 35 plus million, or do we want a rookie who we think can, if that rookie ends up being good, not even great, you have him at a much lower cap hit. And you look at guys like Anthony Richardson, who I'm not 100% sure is even going to be good, but you look at guys like him. Shout out to Authentic. He's been talking about looking at guys like Justin Fields, specifically Justin Fields, where if you get Justin Fields on the Giants, and like this isn't me, please don't take it as me petitioning to make a move, but he makes a good point. If you get Justin Fields on the Giants, he's making a fraction of what Daniel Jones is making, and you got to think that he probably gives you similar production. Another option is Trey Lance. I'm not a fan of Trey Lance, but he's a guy that can move around a little bit, and you can pretty much do a lot of the same things you do with Daniel Jones with Trey Lance. There are some other options too, but if you can get solid production out of those guys, I mean, worst case scenario, Daniel Jones is going to ascend and be a $35 million quarterback or 45 million. He's going to be that elite player. Worst case scenario, he becomes that elite player, and then you get a guy who's just okay, and you get similar production to last year, because for most of last year, Daniel Jones was okay to good. And at times was very good in big spots. But it's a lot to consider. I wouldn't say that I'm on the side of getting rid of Daniel Jones. I don't want to pay him any more than like 38 million a year, but there's a lot to consider, and I would not want to be in Joe Shane's position right now, because this is a tough decision to have to make only at the end of the first year that you're even GM. 49ers almost won it with Garoppolo, and I think he's better than that. You're thinking that that Daniel Jones is better than Garoppolo? I think right now what we've seen has been kind of similar, but Garoppolo healthy to me is a top 12 quarterback. It's just that Garoppolo can't stay healthy, and he might be allergic to prosperity. That's doing DJ dirty, sending up Chicago. I think Daniel Jones is going to be good. I mean, I don't know if he'll be a Hall of Famer or anything, but I think if we part with Daniel Jones, I think he'll have a decent career. And then this is the other option. We could give Daniel Jones the franchise tag. We could always give Daniel Jones a tag, put him on that $29 million non-exclusive franchise tag. His cap hit isn't that high at $29 million. He actually gets a prove year with an improved football team that just made the playoffs. They started off 6-1. That you look at this team next year, the offensive line should be better. We might not be able to get a number one guy, but we should at least have some more wide receiving talent. The defense should be better. You got to think everything should be better. So you give him a franchise tag at $29 million. No one's going to offer us 2 first-round picks to pay him $40 million a year. No one's going to do that. So that's an option. And it doesn't completely cripple us as far as the cap goes. The 49ers complete roster, yeah. And that's what hangs me up. I'm not a guy who completely like thinks that, oh, if we pay Daniel Jones 35 million, if we pay Daniel Jones 37 million, it's the end of the world. We're doomed. We don't have we paid the wrong guy. We're doomed. We're not going to be able to do anything. I'm not even on that sort of I'm not of that thought, if that makes sense. I'm not really thinking that. But what I am thinking is that the 49ers roster and the Eagles roster is so stacked, like literally so stacked right now. And if we let Daniel Jones walk and we draft a rookie quarterback, or if we were to trade for Justin Fields, if we let Daniel Jones walk, the money that we would have to not have to pay this guy $30 million at least a year and be able to build this roster up, we would have a roster like the 49ers and the Eagles, assuming that we can draft right. We would have that type of a powerhouse roster. And that means that if we get a rookie who's not going to be as good as Daniel Jones, he still might be able to succeed because we'll have probably one of the top 4 or 5 rosters in the league. Now let's see, we got a couple of questions in here. Um, Tony Tran says, after Dex's 5th-year option, how much is he going to cost down the road? That is a good question. That's a good question, and let's pull it up. We're on live right now, so I want to pull up the top interior linemen's contracts. You just saw that we paid Leonard Williams $23 million a year, and that was 2 years ago, right? So if we paid Leonard Williams $23 million a year, let's take a look at this. Paid that guy $23 million a year. Let me pull this up. Top salaries, average per year. Let's look at defensive line. Okay, you got Aaron Donald at $31 million per year average, but he's an outlier. And then your next highest paid defensive tackle is $21 million. Then you got DeForest Buckner at $21 million. Leonard Williams is at $21 million per year. DeForest Buckner's at $21 million. Chris Jones is at $20 million. Jonathan Allen's at $18 million. So you got to think Dex, if Dex continues to be this level of a player, he's probably making $25, $24 million. Probably not as much as Aaron Donald, but he's got to make more than Leonard Williams makes. And Leonard Williams is getting paid 21. So maybe they can argue he's a nose tackle. Maybe he's, at the very worst, if they can completely undercut him, undersell him, it's $21 million a year. You got to at least match the Leonard Williams deal. So that's a ton of money. And I think they want to probably bring him back. And shout out to Authentic. If you want to jump on today, definitely let me know, because I was kind of shouting you out just a little bit earlier about Justin Fields and that whole plan. But let's see. Duran says, I think it's about paying for something you already know over starting with something you don't, with less commitment. Yeah, that's the plan. Like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, on one side, you know that Daniel Jones is going to be solid. You know he's going to be solid. He might not take those next steps up to take you to the next level, but he could next year. It's just like, I put out a tweet before I was convinced that I think Daniel Jones could be our quarterback going forward in some capacity, because I think you're okay with him as your quarterback. But at the same time, we're going into year 5 and we're still waiting for him to make some magical next step. So I have to work with what I've seen this year. What I've seen this year is that, for the most part, Daniel Jones is there. He's not hurting the team. He's also not moving the needle in a super way, besides probably week 16 through the first playoff game. Other than that, it's tough. It's tough. But like I said, we have to go with what we have so far. And if we do that, then I say that value is at $33 million, 3 years, and you hope that he doesn't take a step back next year. And if he does, you draft a rookie, you sit that rookie for a year, and then you get rid of Daniel Jones year 3. Now, if Daniel Jones comes out next year and he's throwing for 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns every game, and he's really balling and he's really looking like, he doesn't have to be an MVP candidate, but he has to look like, to pay a guy $50 million a year, you probably want him to be a top 8 looking kind of quarterback. So if he looks like that, then you say, hey, let's tear this deal up. Let's give him 5 years. And, let's move the money around and let's be aggressive and come attack this, try to win a Super Bowl. I'm a little behind on the chat. Leo's cap hit is 32. Yeah, Leo's cap hit is 32, and he's already kind of said that he's not getting cut, but he said he's going to take a restructure. Not a restructure, but a cap, pretty much a pay cut. Now, Maybe they come to him and they say, "We want you to take a $15 million pay cut," and he says he's only taking 10. Then yeah, he might have to go somewhere else. Which I'm gonna save. I want to look at some film today, as I already said a little bit earlier. And if he does get cut, a guy I will be looking at is, I'm pretty sure the guy's name is Kalijah Cansey or Elijah Cansey, but he's a guy that would slide into that three technique role, who's a pass rusher, because we would need to replace Leonard Williams if he gets cut because he doesn't want to restructure the way the Giants wanted to restructure. Yep. Yeah, that's cool, man. Uh, is it Daniel Jones or is it the interior line and the receivers? That's what we're trying to figure out. But the thing is, born to be hated, if Daniel Jones is not able to, if he's not able to make himself look like a top tier quarterback with the way that the team is now, then you can't pay the guy 40 million, 45 million a year. You can't pay the guy a ton of money because he's got to be able to cover up some of these mistakes. He's got to be able to cover up these mistakes. Because Daniel, yeah, I don't doubt that. I definitely don't doubt that. And he did take a step this last season. And I'm not arguing against that either. But I'll get back to that point. Let's see what else I have here. Judge and Garrett stunted DJ's growth. That's also true. And I'll jump back to what you were saying, born to be hated. I'm not arguing that Daniel Jones hasn't taken a step and doesn't look like he's going in the right direction. But when you're going into year 5, it's just like, it's not fair. It's not fair that he had to play with under Joe Judge and Jason Garrett. But at the end of the day, he's going into year 5. And how many times do we see a guy break out in year 5 of him being with the same team? I just never really have seen that. Now, maybe you see that in the 80s and 90s, but in the 2010s, 2020s, where they're running pro offenses in the NFL, where he had David Cutcliffe in college, I think that it's tough. And Najee, I mean, listen, I'm not taking a strong stance either way, which can be kind of annoying. I know y'all might be a little bit annoyed, but I'm not taking a strong stance either way. All I'm doing is just kind of just thinking about the fact that some people have sort of caused me to kind of open my mind the other way of saying, like, maybe there is another way that this team can be competitive and we can save all of this money for now and build up this team and have another quarterback who can step up and be who Daniel Jones was last year. If we can find any rookie quarterback, or if it's Justin Fields, if we can have any quarterback next year at a much cheaper option than Daniel Jones that can match his productivity from this past year, I think you have to go get that guy. If the guy is 8 million a year, if the guy is 10 million a year, and he is what Daniel Jones was this past year, or 85%, then you have to get that guy because that allows you to build up the roster all around this new quarterback. But again, if you don't think you can find that, then by all means, give the guy 35 million. I've always said that my stop is probably 38 million for Daniel Jones. And yeah, that would be my worst nightmare. My stop number, my walkaway number is 38 for Daniel Jones. And what was it? 14 for Saquon. Yeah, Joe Burrow. Listen, Joe Burrow is built different. Joe Burrow is built different. Um, when guys are it, the way I see some people talking about how Daniel Jones, they think that guy is it, like legendary. They're coming, and nobody's going to be able to stop them from being that guy. But yeah, if I saw Aaron Rodgers in New York in a Giants uniform, I'd be sick. Of course, I'd root for him, but I would hate to see it. I would hate to see it. I just can't stand that dude, and I really want them to give Jordan Love a shot. I hope they move on from him because right now what Aaron Rodgers is doing is really childish, and that's why I don't like the guy because he throws his teammates under the bus. It's just a lot of stuff he does I don't like. Right now, he says, "I'm going into the dark and for 4 days to meditate on this, and then I'll become a little bit closer to making a decision." And it's like the dude knows what his decision is. Either he's coming back or he's not. I feel like he knows what his decision is. I feel like he's just trying to stretch this out as long as he can because he's upset that the Packers took Jordan Love, what, 3 years ago now? Now the Packers have taken Jordan Love and set him for almost 4 years now. And they might let his contract run out because they're scared to move on from Aaron Rodgers. Born to be hated says Mahomes got one of the best tight ends of all time and a great O line in Andy Reid. Jones finally has his coach. Just needs a year or two to build around him. And listen, I do think he sees the game much better. Also, I think there's a lot to be said for building continuity. Having your quarterback back, having your head coach back, having your offensive coordinator back, and you actually got positive results last year, I think there's something to be said for continuity. But Daniel Jones is a good short to mid passer. I think Daniel Jones can make every throw. It's just about his head. It's just about his head. He's just got to make some of these throws that he kind of hesitates on. He's got to be more aggressive at sometimes. He's got to be smart, but he's got to be aggressive too. I think that's the problem with Daniel Jones is he'll see a bunch of throws that are there, and he'll look at them, and he won't make the throw. And he might be able to run for a first down, which is good. Which I wish I had a stat for how many first downs Daniel Jones ran for because that kept a ton of drives alive. But at times he did not take some of those shots downfield. Now that could be he didn't trust those receivers. It could be he didn't trust the line. But you kind of just got to just let it fly. So hopefully if he comes back next year, he's going to let it fly. Daniel Jones is a good short to mid passer. Already got that. Authentic says 2X caught me fast. Thanks for the shout out. DJ Homers killed me for considering Justin Fields. Fields has 3 years left, and that's what I'm saying. Authentic was one of the people that have convinced me that it might be another way of building this team. Might be another way. I mean, if we get Justin Fields for $4.7 million a year, that is $30 million less than Daniel Jones. Now, do you think that Justin Fields can run this offense the way Daniel Jones did as far as running the ball? Yes, I think he could probably do better. I think he might be able to put up more than 700 yards. Can he do it throwing? I don't know. Can he do it throwing? But if he can't, can he be 85% of the throw that Daniel Jones is? I think so. I definitely think he could do that. So that's something that you have to consider. You can't just say that it's a dumb idea if you don't take time to actually think about the idea. What would I do with Galladay? Galladay is getting cut. It doesn't really matter what I would do. I just don't see him having a future here unless he takes the vet minimum and he just wants to just kind of sit on the bench. But I just don't think Galladay is going to be here. I don't even think he'll stay on the vet minimum. I think he's a good teammate, but I don't think there's much benefit for either side. I think Galladay wants to go someplace else and probably play. I think he's got a little bit more left in the tank, just not in this offense. Jones can make every throw. I think we're going to see the breakout. You don't understand how happy I would see Daniel Jones break out and go off for 35, 40 touchdowns. I would love to see that. I just don't know if that'll ever happen, but I would love to see it. Let's see what else we got here. If I don't see anything else that's too kind of out there, Authentic said he DM me something. If I don't see anything else that's too out there on DJ, I'll probably move on to Saquon. But let's see what's here. So Authentic DM me a message, a picture, a screenshot of 2 tweets. He said, "Why not? 2016 Marcus Mariota 9-7 record, 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,400 passing yards, 60 rushes, 349, 2 rushing touchdowns. Leading pass catchers were Rashard Matthews, Tajay Sharp, Delaney Walker. That's a lot. That's similar. That's similar to what we have now. DeMarco Murray, the leading rusher. Saquon, you would definitely say is better than DeMarco Murray. 1-1 playoff record after his 4th year. That's the exact same thing as Daniel Jones. Rashard Matthews, 7th round pick, 945 yards. I heard some popping outside. I don't know what that is. 945 yards, 9 touchdowns for Rashard Matthews, Delaney Walker, a 6th round pick, 800 yards. Tajay Sharp, 5th round pick, 522 yards. DeMarco Murray had 1,287 yards and 9 touchdowns. Had the 31st ranked offensive line, finished top 10. That's something else. I mean, that's real similar. That's real similar to Daniel Jones, and that was a guy that I wanted as a backup quarterback. I wanted Marcus Mariota as a backup quarterback this year, but it's possible. You think he's a $9 million quarterback? I think how much did he get paid this year? Because I think I was expecting Marcus Mariota to get like 17 million, and I think he did get paid a lot less. But how did he do this year? That would be my question. 9 million is what ATL paid him. Because I remember he started off pretty solid and he kind of tapered off or he got benched. I don't remember what happened this year. But there was something else I was thinking of. The only thing I would think about there with Mariota is I could have sworn that Tajay Sharp was looking like a good player. And I can't remember if he got hurt that year, which will make what Mariota did even better. Because I'm pretty sure Tajay Sharp got hurt because he started off really explosive, I think. Let's see. 2016, 522 yards. Okay, he played 16 games. I must be remembering it wrong. But anyway, pretty solid first couple of got benched after a knee injury. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, Marcus Mariota has definitely had a solid career as far as comparing it to Daniel Jones because you think at it, you think they both didn't have a fair shot, coming out of the gates, but they also didn't really make you say, oh, okay, this dude's moving the needle. This dude is really taking things to the next level. But those are the toughest people to make decisions on. Now, I don't know if you want to say Marcus Mariota is as good as Daniel Jones, but he might be one of those guys that's that is 85% of Daniel Jones. Mariota, 13 games, 15 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 468, 4 rushing touchdowns, 16 games, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 704 rush yards, 7 touchdowns. Now, while I don't think you say he had 9 interceptions, while I don't think that Mariota is as good as Daniel Jones, you can make an argument that we could have similar production as a team with him there. It's just about, do you think that Mariota could make all of the plays and the big moments that Daniel Jones made them? We are seeing you without the hat. Like I said, I was looking for my Giants hat. Couldn't find it. So I just had to go live. Who's more than a slot receiver? You mean Wandale is more in the slot? I think Wandale could be more in the slot. It's just like, I'm comfortable taking a slot receiver as long as they're not a diminutive slot receiver. Like, I don't really want Zay Flowers on the team because the guy's like 5'9". He's probably 5'8". And it's like, do you want Zay Flowers and Wandale Robinson on the team? I don't know. That's a good stat. I wouldn't expect Mariota to lead the league in a stat like that. I'm pretty sure with him throwing it, pretty sure that he kind of throws it short from what I've seen in his career before this year. But I didn't get a chance. Living in Atlanta, I still haven't gotten a chance to see that much of Mariota because Sunday ticket is a mess. I can't get local games here. It's just crazy. My antenna wasn't working earlier on this season. And that's my number one guy, Jordan Addison. But like I said, I want to get into some of the rookies. You guys can kind of start dropping rookie names that you would like to see us watch tape on today. But before I get into the tape, you guys let me know what you're thinking of Saquon. And if you want to pay him 14 mil, let me see if I can switch this around. I'm going to just change this to what's your walkaway number. because again, I'm not going to just talk about possibly moving on from Daniel Jones. I'm also going to just talk about moving on from Saquon. Like we can't sit here and we can't make decisions or talk about what the team is going to do without actually putting thought into it. And the same way that I look at an alternative avenue for Daniel Jones not being here, is the same way that I can look at an alternative avenue for Saquon not being here. And this is the perfect kind of segue here because this is a very, very, very good um, running back draft. Very good running back draft. I think Kareem Hunt is a free agent. I think a couple of other guys are free agents. Let me see if I can get this free agent list. But there's just a ton of running backs out here that I want to bring in anyway, even if we do bring back Saquon. But also, if there's ever a year that you want to build a running back by committee, this is the year. So let's see if I can pull up running back. Saquon is, of course, your big name. Kareem Hunt is there. He's 27 years old, a year and a half older than Saquon. Rashad Penny's a free agent. Jamal Williams is a free agent. Josh Jacobs is a free agent. We're obviously not giving contracts to those guys. Boston Scott is a guy that you can put in your rotation. Miles Sanders, Jerick McKinnon. And these are guys, like, they don't have to be your lead backs, but these are guys that you can plug into a rotation. And those are just a couple of names right there. And then on top of that, you got the draft. Darren Gill says, I love the channel and content as always. Let's look into a tag and trade for Saquon with the 49ers for our youth. The only thing about that, Darren, is if we were to do a tag and trade with Saquon, it would have to be a team like the Bills or something, because the 49ers, they've already got Christian McCaffrey. And I don't think they're looking for another running back there. Drew Sanders. We need Drew Sanders for our attacking 3-4. I think Drew Sanders he's a guy that's really intriguing for me. I'm not sure what I think about him. Part of me thinks that like he could be an impact player with a defensive coordinator that's creative, which of course I think we have. But part of me is thinking like, I just want a running back that can, not a running back, a linebacker that could just be off ball and just get it done, be your prototype middle linebacker and just get it done. Part of me is thinking that, but I think he could be a good piece. JSN is one of my players that I would be celebrating drafting at 25. I'd be celebrating drafting JSN. I'd be happy with Addison, but I'd rather have Quentin Johnson. I'm not that high on Quentin Johnson right now. I got to watch some more of his tape, but I'm not that high on Quentin Johnson. But let's get back to Barkley. I'm looking at this free agency class, and I'm looking at this draft class, and I'm thinking, same way we could replace Daniel Jones for what Authentic said a little bit in the chat at $9 million to get maybe 80% of the player that Daniel Jones is in this offense. You pay what, 20, 30 million less? You might be able to replace Saquon Barkley for $5 million or $4 million instead of having to pay the guy $14 million. You save a collective. You don't do the Daniel Jones thing, you save $35 million or $30 million. You don't do the Saquon thing, you get an extra $10 million. So you could possibly save $40 million by going with new guys. But these are two of the leaders on your team. I don't see us taking Bijan Robinson. I just don't see it. I mean, we cannot go out here and we can't take a running back that high. Just because there's so many good players. We need to be strengthening this offensive line, and we need some weapons, like real weapons. I think there's zero shot Mayer is there unless we trade up for him in the second round. But I do not think he'll be there at the end of the second round. Deion Henley is a guy I'm making a video on pretty soon. I like him a lot. Witherspoon is a guy that will be a home run pick. With the injuries, listen, I take the chance. I would take the chance. I think he's that good of a receiver. I would take the chance. Joey Porter. Joey Porter has got a ton of physical tools, and he's NFL royalty. I don't. Is his dad in the Hall of Fame? I don't think his dad's in the Hall of Fame, but his dad's a former All Pro, so he's got NFL pedigree. And you think about guys like Patrick Surtain, who came out a couple of years ago, who was like pretty much one of the most pro ready corners because his dad was in the NFL and his dad played cornerback. One of the most pro ready corners that you had ever seen. Joey Porter isn't as polished. He's got the athleticism, but he's not as polished as probably the other guys at the top of the draft. And that's what I'm seeing so far. He could be a guy that you develop. Not saying he's a developmental prospect, but I just don't think he's as polished as those guys. I can't see Jalen Smith start again. Jalen Smith will not start again. There's no way. There's no way he would start again for us. If he's starting again for the Giants, then there's no way that you could do that. No way that you could do that. No, he's not. But Senior was definitely good. Yeah, he's not in the Hall of Fame. But you guys can go ahead and I'm going to set up this poll actually. Going to set up this poll and you tell me what your walkaway number is for Saquon Barkley. What's your walkaway number? What's your walkaway number? Now I'm going to hit apply for this poll and you guys just drop your number, your actual number. If it's 13, put 13. If it's 13.5, put 13.5, so on and so on. Just drop that number in the chat and it'll start to populate here on screen. And you guys just let me know what's your walkaway. Just try to keep it to one word answers. That helps the poll out better. There we got a 13 right here. Let's see what else we got. Mine, like I said, I'll drop mine in the chat. Mine is 14 because I see a ton of guys getting paid 12. I see a ton of guys getting paid 12, 11, high 11s. I think he deserves 13, but I think once you get to 14, it starts to get a little bit too high. And it's not me saying like I'm going to come on here and rant and be angry if he gets paid 14 million or 14.5 million. It's just like once you start to get up there, it's a slippery slope, in my opinion. It's a slippery slope because I don't feel like the way you build a team, I don't feel like you should be paying the running back that much if he's not, catching passes downfield for you, if he's not running routes out of the slot consistently, getting you catches. So it's just a lot to think about, and I don't think there's a wrong answer right here. But I would personally say, listen, we can get you 13.5. I might tell them, we're sticking at 12.5. We can get you to 13. But once you get to 14 is where I stop. That's just how you got to do it. And people were saying, why would you let go of this running back for an extra million? Why would you let go to this star player for this, for extra million, extra 500,000? It's not necessarily the 500,000 or the million. It's just you have to have a number that you say, I will not go over this number no matter what. That's how you lose a deal. That's how you have a deal that you regret, is that you set that number, you set that deal, and at the very least, if Saquon is not able to live up to even a $13 million contract, you're saying at least we stuck to our guns. But once it gets to 14, that's how you really have, buyer's remorse. Not to objectify the player and say we're buying them, but you get what I'm saying. So the poll is pretty clear. 5 say 14, 3 say 13. So it's pretty close. Pretty close. And Tony says, how many years are you giving Saquon? I say we probably give Saquon a 4-year deal. He's right now, Saquon is 26 right now. I think a 4-year deal is probably what the Giants want, because you can spread out that money. Maybe you put his money in the second year when we have a ton of cap space. But I think you probably want to give him a 4 year deal. Now, if you do 3 years, which I'm thinking Saquon wants is a 3 year deal. I wish I could find his birthday. Let's see. I'm pretty sure Saquon's birthday is in like January. I'm not gonna pull it up right now. Yeah, 26 and 16 days old. So his birthday was I think in January. So 3 years from now, Saquon is going to be 29. If you're running back and you're trying to get a second contract and he's still playing at a high level, 29 is the age that you want to be. You want to be 29. 13.5. Okay. Yeah, you want to be 29. You don't want to be 30. So I'm pretty sure Saquon is trying to get a pretty highly guaranteed 14 a year, 3 year deal. I think that's what he wants. Is a he wants to probably come back around at 29 and get that deal. So let's see what all status is. I want to see what these other contracts were for Spot Rack is kind of glitching around for me. But I kind of wanted to pull up what the other running backs in the league were getting as far as years. I'm pretty sure Zeke got like a 4 or 5 year deal, but I don't think the teams or Saquon probably want a 4 or 5 year deal at that position. If I was Saquon, I would want to get out at 29, and if I'm the Giants, I want to get out after 3 years because you got to think if you think Saquon is going to decline, it's probably at 28, 28 and a half, 29. So that means in the last year of his deal, you could be releasing him. You could be giving him a new deal if he doesn't look like he's slowing down. And Saquon is a guy who he he's been carrying the Giants on his back for a very long time. This is the gift I was looking for. He's been carrying the Giants on his back for a long time, literally. So I don't think they want to franchise tag him to 2 years at 10 million and then what 12 million, but that's possible. Very possible. Let me take this one off. So to wrap this up, we got 14. We got 5 people saying 14 is their walkaway number, 2 people saying 13, and we got one at 13 and a half. So I'll say it's overwhelmingly between 13 and a half to 14 is where people will probably walk away. So that's cool. Looks like 14 won the poll. And for you all who were here the last time I ran these polls, I've been working with Opus and the software is already getting better. As you can tell, the last time we tried to run a poll, it was a mess. Now Opus this time they got it under control. Pretty easy to follow this time. Let me get rid of this one right here. So now we're about 43 minutes in. And you guys can go ahead and just drop some guys in the chat that you want to go over. And what I'll do is I'll start to run through some of this film. And we can watch this film in real time and create some opinions. And this doesn't have to be highly touted people. This can be guys that you like that you think will go in the third or fourth round. I'm just kind of in the mood to take a look at some of this tape. Let's see. In the meantime, I'll look at some of the chat. I've seen the 9 running backs who have won a Super Bowl weren't even over 2.5 million. Yeah, I mean you can win a Super Bowl paying a running back nothing. And it's not to say that you don't need a running. It's you don't need a star running back, but you need a running game. You need a running game, or you need a superhuman quarterback and a little bit of a running game. But you need that running game. Let's see. Robert Maz- Robert Mazzaracchio says Joe Smo go look at the passes Jones threw to Slayton Game one down the sideline into the end zone for a touchdown. The same game, he hits a wide open Shepard. Stop the hate with your lies. He was responding to Joe Smo. What did Joe Smo say? I don't know what Joe Smo said. Must have been a while ago. But yeah, I don't think anybody's questioning. I don't think anybody's questioning DJ's ability to hit guys. Already did a video on Devin Witherspoon. Already did one on Drew Sanders. I could take a look at it. He's got a lot of tape out here. Jack Campbell is a guy I want to release soon. Tyler Scott is probably the first guy that I haven't seen that kind of intrigues me. So I think what we'll do right now is I'll pull up Tyler Scott. Let's see if I have him. If I have any Tyler Scott stuff. Let's see. Scott. Do I have any Tyler Scott? Where does Tyler Scott go to school? Let's see. Cincinnati Bearcats. What number does he wear? 21. Henry To'o. I haven't gotten to look at him either. A.T. Perry, I gotta listen. I would look at A.T. Perry, but I'm gonna drop a video with Nate Talks Football about A.T. Perry. He's one of both of our favorite prospects this year. Let's see. Why am I not able to find Tyler Scott? Should be here. Cincinnati, pretty big school. Let's see if I have any quarterback of Cincinnati. Look at 2022. Was Tyler Scott a... Let's see if I can find him in the 2024 class. Nope. See if I can find 2022. Cincinnati. I know there was a couple of players out of Cincinnati that were coming out last year. Desmond Ritter was coming out. Okay, let's see if Tyler Scott was a guy who was instrumental in their offense in 2022. 2021, I mean. So we're going to try this really quickly. And I'm going to keep... Don't mind me if I'm not looking at the chat. And you know, every time. Because looking at multiple screens right now. Let's pull up 2021. Let's see if he had any big games that I have. 94 yards against SMU. Now let's see if I can find this on Ritter's stuff. Okay, SMU, Desmond Ritter. I'm going to pull it up. Okay. Throw this up here. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to configure this. Okay, I'm going to throw Opus on this screen. And I'm going to throw this film on this other screen. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Now I'm going to share this screen. Okay, it looks like my streaming software is trying to get me to enable something, so I may have to... Let me take a look at the chat real quick. See some Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman. Let me know if you all can still hear me right now because I'm just doing a little bit of troubleshooting. Try to get this tape on here. Let me see. Okay. Maximus says you can still hear me. Okay. So I'm going to try to share my screen again. It may kick me off stream for a second, but if it does, I'll jump right back on. Let's see what I get. I'm not sure why it's not letting me share. Clicking enable. Gotta go to privacy. Okay, I think I got it this time, guys. I think I got it. Screen recording with this. Okay. So what I'm gonna do right now, people, is I'm going to have to sign right off. It may stop my stream, but I'm gonna jump right back on if it stops my stream. So everybody in here right now, stay tuned. I'll be off at most for about 30 seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this and jump right back on if I get kicked off. Okay, looks like I'm back on. Looks like I'm back on. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. Hopefully this didn't kick me off. If you all can still hear me, then we are absolutely good to go. Okay, cool. So we got Tyler Scott. Got Tyler Scott right here. Tyler Scott is 21. See if I can move my window down a little bit. See if I can. Okay. So you all can see a little bit here. So this is Tyler Scott's biggest game of 2021. Let's see if we can find him on the field. See if I can find him anywhere here. I think Tyler Scott's right there at the top of your screen, making a play right off the bat. Okay. Okay, so right here, Tyler Scott is right here at the top of your screen. Let's see if this will record my okay. My screen software doesn't show up on stream. But anyway, Tyler Scott is at the top of the screen here, and it looks like he got some juice. Looks like he got some juice. He hit him with an out and up, kind of a stutter, and destroyed this corner. Now I don't know who this corner is, but easy money right off the bat. We could definitely use a playmaker. Tyler Scott is a guy I did not know about until about 3 days ago. I didn't know who he was until about 3 days ago. I think he was in a mock draft or somebody mock drafted him to us. But he's a guy I take from what the couple of highlights I've seen so far. And right here, I think Tyler Scott is probably at the bottom of your screen in the slot, 21. Nothing going on right there. Just trying to block, but he didn't make contact. This is 3rd and 6. Think Tyler Scott is still at the bottom. This time, okay, let's see. Let's see how he handles a little bit of press coverage. I want to see. Right here at the bottom of the screen. Let's see how he handles some press. Okay. It wasn't really press, it was just kind of the quarterback missed him right there. Ritter missed him right there. But I like him at the line. I mean, this is a release that you see Cooper Kupp hit a bunch where they come out of their stance and they hit 2 steps left and then they explode back in the other direction. Yeah. But he's got some moves at the line. I mean, this may not have worked with the hands on him, but that's a little bit of wiggle. See it one more time. I want to see somebody get hands on him though. Because what's he listed at? I think Tyler Scott is listed at like 180, 180 something, 190 maybe. So he's 5'11, 180. So size is going to be a concern. They love to talk about size there, even though there's a bunch of receivers playing at 180. But I do want to see him with some hands on him. Because this is the second play and probably of this drive, right? Or second play of maybe like 4 or 5 plays, and two of these plays out of these 5 plays so far, he's been open 20 yards downfield or more. Ritter just got to hit him right there. So I think here he's not on the field. So let's not waste our time. Here. Yeah, that's SMU Maximus. Right here. Is that him at the top of the screen? I can't tell. I hate these college players always got their jerseys rolled up. That's not him. Top of the screen, maybe? Is that him? 21? I cannot take these I think that's Tyler Scott right there. That's a nice route. Let's take this back. So this is Tyler Scott at the top of the screen right here. See if I can pause this. Okay, this is Tyler Scott here at the top of the screen right on that star on the A. And he starts off with inside leverage. The cornerback is playing him all the way outside. And watch how he's able to get outside on him. So he starts this up, attacks the inside heavy if he's going to almost run a post route, sticks his foot on the ground, turns around. That's 7 yards of separation right there. And that's how you get busy. Easy stuff. Let's see how he gets after the catch. Not too crazy. But that's a nice route. I like what I see from Tyler Scott. And this is 2021. I don't have his 2022 tape. But right here he's looking pretty solid. Let's see what we got in the chat. What are y'all thinking of Tyler Scott? He said you're sick of Smurfs. I don't blame you, Robert. I don't blame you. If we get him in the 3rd, I think that's great value. I agree. Let's see. We're going to look at a couple more plays, and you guys drop some people in the chat that you want to take a look at today. Tyler Scott is looking good. Let's see. Bottom of the screen here for Tyler Scott. I don't know if this route really worked because he threw it short, but I like him as a route runner. I don't know how fast he is, but he's fast in college, if that means anything. But like I said, drop some names down here. We're going to just be doing some light tape watching here. But from what I've seen so far, Tyler Scott looks pretty good. I'd take him in the third round. Yeah, Scott had 800 something yards this year and 500 something um, last year. Nothing crazy. Not on the field. See happen here. This is Desmond Ritter running. Okay. This time he's at the top of the screen. I think that's him. Right on that 30 at the top. He's blocking. Okay. Like I said, you all let me know who else y'all want to see. Let me know who else y'all want to see. Felix Uzama from K State. What position does he play? Let me know what position he plays, Maximus. Felix. See, Felix Uzama. He's an edge. Okay. Where is he projected on going? I see he's oh, I was just about to click off of Tyler Scott, but let's see where here he got another catch. They do I mean, there's a lot of off coverage. If you don't play in the SEC against Bama, they're not. They just play so far off him because they were scared of the speed. It's an easy route. He kind of stumbled and still was wide open. But yeah, where is he projected to go? Uzama. Oh, I'm doing any position you throwing out there, man. We'll pull up Felix Uzama. Where is he projected to go though? Probably I haven't heard about him as a first rounder, but he's a 2022 Hendricks Award finalist, 2022 second team for his division, second rounder. Okay, let's see. Let me quick hit stop sharing right here. Let me go back to square because this circle looks kind of weird. See if I can find Uzama. Let's see. Defensive line, 2023. Then he might be under linebacker or under edge, of course. Okay. Felix and Nudiki Uzama. Kansas State. Okay, I got a little bit of tape on him. I got a tape against him. I got tape on him against Bama. Throw this up then. Appreciate that, Robert. So I'm going to hit share and we're going to jump right in. Okay. Let's see how he's looking. Let's run it back. Ain't no better test than Bama. So they got him listed at edge, but right here he's kind of playing defensive tackle. Looks pretty strong. Let's see what his weight is. 256, 91 right here. In between 81 and 54. Took on the tight end. Kind of collapsed around him, but he held up pretty well. Oh no, I got a ton of tape on him. I just always throw on Bama. If I see Bama or Georgia, I just throw that on first. Let me know if he had a crazy game against somebody else, though. I might have it, but I just like to see guys go against the best of the best that the college has to go. Right here, he tried to a nice little bull. He's getting held. I don't know if the ref threw that, but let's look at this. 91 lined up over 54. He's kind of playing. He looks like a 4-3 defensive end. That's what he's looking like. Moved over a gap right there, but he looks like a 4-3 defensive end. Let's see here. Kind of got the edge, but he's kind of getting kind of getting he lost that rep and then he started to get held. But 54 didn't need to hold him. Back with his hand in the dirt. I wonder if he stands up a lot. He's only 250. I wonder if he stands up at all. Kind of seeing some wasted motion too. He tried to get around him, but 54 is kind of not making it easy for him. Because if you're going to run that far around somebody, you're going to be wasting time. Still lined up. I don't know what this is. They're standing this 3-man front. They're not getting out of it. He kind of just keeps getting swallowed up. If he goes inside, he's getting kind of swallowed up because they're staying in this 3-man front. They're not really sending that much other than that. That rep was pretty decent, but you got a guy wide open. Bryce Young missed him though. Let's look at him here. 91 at the left. This is probably his best rep I've seen so far. And he still kind of got held up. He might not be being used the best way that he can be used. Is he on the field right here? He's playing 3-tech here. Yeah, I think they don't know how to. I think they don't know how to use this dude. I think they don't know how to use this dude. For this season, 11 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, 14 and a half tackles for loss. Let me pull up his. I always start against the best competition, but let me pull up his game log to see what games he kind of dominated, so I can look at some more of the athletic traits, if anything. Keith McLean says, I like Daniel Jones, but is there another option for the Giants at quarterback? Or am I just missing? I don't know, missing something anyway? Thank you, Keith in New York. I mean, there's definitely other options. Anthony Richardson is an option. There's a ton of options. Marcus Mariota is authentic, said a little bit earlier. I mean, you could also go with Tyrod. There's options. Now it's just do you want to risk the continuity not being the same? But there's options. They put him at 3-tech, but he went off. Okay, let's see him right here against 54. I didn't see that last rep. He tried to get low, he got buried. They put him in the 3-tech and he went off, but last season, no clue how to use him. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be playing 3-tech in the NFL. Definitely not. Not at 254, but he kind of looks bigger than that. Maybe that weight is wrong. Giants could also trade up for a quarterback. I think so much of CJ Stroud, from what I see on tape, I mean, CJ Stroud is a dude. I think so much of that dude to where if he falls after 10, I trade up for him. If I didn't just give Daniel Jones a huge deal. But if Daniel Jones is up in the air, if it's a franchise tag or something, I'd trade up for CJ Stroud. I think that dude is going to be really good. I mean, he scans the heck out of the field. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything too exciting from Uzama yet. But like I said, I'm going to pull up a game log to see if I can find a game where he went off. Because this Bama tape, I'm looking at his game log for this Bama game, and looks like he had one tackle. No tackles for loss. So let me see if I can find a game he went off. Texas Tech. He had 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. See if I can find Texas Tech. Texas Tech. That's 2021 though. Texas, he had 6 tackles, but no tackles for loss. I want to find a game where he kind of looked like he was doing something. TCU. He had no sacks. Why they only have his worst games on here? Only got his worst games on here. Let me see if they got anything for 2021. Texas Christian 2021, he had 4 sacks. Let me throw this up there then. I'll watch him for a little while longer. Like I said, you guys can go ahead and drop some of the prospects you want me to take a look at today down in the chat. I'll definitely take a look at them. Let's see right here. Did a nice job. Could have done better setting the edge right there. He started off like he was going to set the edge, and then he kind of got stuck in the mud. This dude is the biggest looking 252 pounds I ever seen, especially at 6'4". He looks like he's 270 something. He's got to be 270 something. Let me see if I can find his weight. Let's see if I can. That's got to be wrong. There's no way that this dude is 252. They're still saying 252. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. Okay, look at 91. Okay, kind of knifed through the offensive line right there, but play was going away from him. Back at 3 tech, missed that tackle, but got into the backfield. Combine will tell. Yeah, the combine will definitely let us know what that real weight is because he looks bigger than looks a lot bigger than 250. He got held right there, but he kind of came through. Who will be around? I think a lot of the offensive linemen may be around interior guys. This time he lined up outside. This is against that's not Slater. That's Skoronsky. Peter Skoronsky. Whatever you want to call him. I don't know how I just did that. Let's see. They moved him over to the other side. I wonder if he gets all of these sacks against the right tackle. Because if he does, that'd kind of be disappointing. But so far, he's not really jumping off the page to me. They got to stop using him at 3 tech because I don't think he's 250, but I also don't think he's 280. So I don't think he can hold up at 3 tech. They're running right at him when they put him there. And he doesn't look like his weight really changed from 2022 to 2021. Yeah, Skoronsky is holding up well against him. This is a game he had 4 sacks in, but I don't really see the domination on the snap to snap basis. Just found out that DJ is changing his representation. Oh yeah, I mean, listen, I haven't seen it yet on tape, but I don't doubt you because they should not be playing this dude where they're playing him. Almost had a tackle for loss right there, but they should not be playing him at 3 tech, man. Like he has no business at 3 tech at his weight on a consistent basis. They're playing him like a 4-3 defensive end and a 3 tech. He just got he got beat down right there. He got beat down right there. And what am I talking about, Peter? This isn't Northwestern. This is TCU. They just got similar uniforms. Yeah, he's got a motor. I can't figure out this dude's body type, man. I can't figure out this dude's body type because, like, why does the screen keep doing that? If you take a look at his body type, 91, they pointed to him. It's like he looks 270 something. He looks 270 something. For him to be 250, it's like Thibodeau is 250. And this dude looks about 15, 20 pounds heavier than Thibodeau. And he doesn't move like he's 250 either. He moves like he's 270. So he might be on the right path. Maybe you put some weight on him. I mean, he's at least got to play 4-3 defensive end the way he moves. He looks like he has some tools, but I think he's just out of position. I think they got to figure out his weight and figure out his position. Let's see. And yeah, born to be hated. Like, that's what I'm thinking, but also I'm thinking the dude is 250 pounds. He should be able to stand up and rush the passer at 250. That's kind of crazy to me. Giants will be better with BJ Ojolari. Yeah, I would like Ojolari on the Giants, but I mean, I don't know if we'll take him. I think he's going second round, and I don't know if the Giants want to take a pass rusher in the second round, especially because we took Aziz in the second round. So if we take his brother in the second round, that might kind of be. Of course, he'd be happy to have him on the team, but that might be a little high. That might be a little high. So let's see. Who are y'all thinking next? Who are y'all thinking next that you want to see some tape on? Let me know because I got a pretty extensive database of some people I can watch tape on today. Who are some other people that y'all want to see on tape? I noticed he just said BJ Ojolari in the chat. Have I watched Noah Sewell? I've watched him. I can take a look at Noah Sewell. Let's see if anybody else has anybody they want to see. Sewell? Okay. Let's see. Sewell. Noah Sewell. Noah Sewell is really interesting to me. We can take a look at him. I watched Georgia. Like I said, I always start with the best of the best competition. But let's see if we can find a good game for him where he had a ton of tackles. My opinion of Noah Sewell is that he's a late day two guy, mid to late day two guy. But some people like him in the first round. Let's see if I can find one of the games where he went off. Let's see, window. All right. Let's see if he had. Looks like his biggest tackle game was against Washington State, which I don't have. Okay, so let's look at Stanford. What did he do against Stanford? 5 tackles against Stanford. He didn't get a ton of tackles at all. He didn't even have any 10 tackle games. Isn't he supposed to be like a ball, a guy that finds the ball? That's kind of disappointing to me. Let's see if they have California. Nope. Let's see what he did against Georgia. 2 tackles, 2 solo tackles, 3 total. Stanford, what did he do against them? 5 tackles. I'll settle for Stanford. Yeah, I saw that authentic. Let me throw this up here first. But I saw somebody in the comments said that Daniel Jones is making an agent change. So he's in the process of making an agent change with new contract plus free agency on the horizon. Per sources, he was being represented by CAA. Expectation is he'll be joining Athletes First. Okay. Does anybody know who else is represented by Athletes First? Let me see if I can do a quick look up. Because if it's like Dak Prescott is represented, but I don't think Dak Prescott is represented by Athletes First. I wonder who else is for him to move there right before he's going after this. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers. Listen, let me pause the stream. Let's talk about this because You guys mentioned that he changed representation, but Authentic is bringing it to our attention that he's gone to athletes first. And you all might not be able to see this that well because of my green screen, but the first player that comes up when I go on athletes first site is this guy. And if you can't see it, that's Aaron Rodgers. And they say 4 times most valuable player, first athletes first, record breaking contracts. So if he's looking to make the most money possible, he may not be here because if he's thinking Aaron Rodgers just got paid 50 million, I should go to Aaron Rodgers representation and try to get 40 something million. That's tough. He might either get tagged or they might just let the dude go. I'm looking for some other people. Aaron Donald is on here. Sterling Shepard is on there. So I'm not going to jump to conclusions here because Sterling Shepard is part of Athletes First, and Landon Collins is part of Athletes First. So those are two of his teammates. So he might have just gone to Athletes First because he likes the way they do business. But if he's looking for Aaron Rodgers type of impact, okay, so yeah, Dak Prescott is on Athletes First. Okay. So yeah, we can take a lot from that. We can say that that he's trying to get an Aaron Rodgers type deal, or we can say that he's just going to a team, an agency that that his friends are a part of. Because you got Landon Collins there, you got Sterling Shepard there, you got that's all I see so far that Daniel Jones can be connected to. But other than that, that's interesting. That's an interesting nugget. Deron Osman says I'm starting to want to go Authentics route and grab Fields. Yeah, that's if he's looking to get 40 something million, and the Giants gotta take that off the table or go to franchise tag route. I think it's just this simple. Like, do you want the Giants to franchise tag you at 29 million and no one trade the 2 first round picks to get you, or do you want to take that 35? If I'm Daniel Jones, I take that 35 on a short term deal and try to prove that I'm worth more. Because again, if he's trying to reset the market, which I don't think he'll do, I don't think he'll get 50 something million. But if he's trying to do 40 something million, that might be it for him. That might be it for him. Because yeah, that's big. That's Aaron Rodgers' agency. So that's interesting. Definitely something that we'll have to keep an eye on. But let me throw Noah Sewell back up here. What's going on, Nova? All right, let's see if I missed anything that first play. I got distracted by Daniel Jones shenanigans of switching agents. Hopefully he's not doing nothing crazy by doing that. Noah Sewell right there pretty much kind of ran off into a tackle. They got him lined up at edge when it found the ball. Like I said, I've seen Noah Sewell's tape and I haven't been impressive. When I looked at his stats, I've seen that he doesn't have one double digit tackle game, combined double digit tackle game. And this is a guy that's supposed to be like, oh, he's a missile. Like he goes in and gets a bunch of tackles. But I don't see that. And the stats don't say it either. And I don't see him around the ball a bunch. So that play he was around the ball, let's see. This time it just kind of went away from him. Kind of dropped back and just went away from him. Okay. Let's see what he does here. Noah Sewell is right there, middle linebacker here, right at Mike. Yeah, I can't. I can't do that. Let's look at Noah Sewell right here, number one, standing pretty much left of the quarterback, but pretty much right there, looking right into the backfield. Watch how long it takes this dude to move. He's still Noah Sewell right here is still in his stance. The play is going on, man. Like the play's happening. Okay, let's see the next one. Because I've seen a couple of people do some stuff on Noah Sewell where they liked him as a player, and he had some plays that made some nice plays, but so far I don't see it. I saw the Georgia tape. This is the Stanford tape. I want to see this guy the way he's talked about. I want to see this guy flying all over the place, making plays all over the place. Not even like, oh, he had to blow things up, but it's like I want to see him making an impact. Right there, he kind of heavy-handed that guard though. He looks like a strong dude. I just want to know if he can get to these spots. I want to know if he can get to these spots. That's my biggest thing. Do I think the Giants should wait till? Yeah, the Giants will designate him a post June 1st cut. That's not going to be an issue at all. One right there. Come on, go get him. Go get him, Noah. Okay. It just looks like he's just kind of slow to react. That play, I can't really blame him though. I mean, just kind of behind the eight ball right there. This time he's blitzing. One thing about Noah Sewell is he looks, like I said, the dude looks strong. It looks like he's definitely strong because this is the second, third time I've seen him put hands on this guard and just drive him back. This time, number one right here. Okay, did a good job finding the ball right there. You can probably say he gets a lot of credit for making that stop. Yeah. But I want to see the plays where he just runs down somebody, where he's like he's in the backfield or he's somewhere where he shouldn't be because he's so good at diagnosing it and getting where the ball is. Number one, yeah, it's like he spends a lot of time in his stance, man. He's just kind of waiting because you don't want guys that are waiting. That's just a short yardage thing. I think he held the dude up right there and didn't let him get that first down. As I see a quarterback sneak, what do y'all think about that Eagles quarterback sneak? Because people are saying that they need to ban it. I think that unless every single team in the NFL can run that play to the success that the Eagles run that play, they should not be able to outlaw that play. They shouldn't be able to outlaw that play. Like that's just not fair. Like there's no way that you can say like because the Eagles run this play and they can't stop it, it's illegal. That's because if it was that great, that overpowered of a play, every team will be able to run it. This time he's at edge again. Yeah, he don't have no pass rush moves. He just ran right into the dude. Just said, "I'm gonna push you back," and it didn't really work. Pushed worked a little bit, but that's a hands to the face too. Yeah, I'm kind of still thinking about the same thing for Noah Sewell. He does not really impress me that much, and he's not really too fast. As you see, he got a head start that time on that play, and let's look at it. Maybe it'll be better from this view. Take a look at number one. He's got a head start. He knows where the ball is going, and he can't track him down. Yeah, I'm kind of like I said. I kind of still have that low opinion of Noah Sewell as far as I think he's a third rounder. Maybe you hit gold because of the strength, and maybe he ends up being better than that. But I wouldn't take him in the first two rounds. Nova says, I think you'll see more teams using it. Most of the time, the pushing doesn't do much, anyways. It just simply isn't very difficult to fall forward for an inch or two. And I agree. Like, I think the bigger problem with that Eagles play is that the refs aren't blowing that play dead when forward progress is stopped. That's what the issue is. I think if they just blow the play dead once forward progress is stopped, it's a completely fair play. That's a shame because his brother Penne got Hall of Fame potential at tackle. Yeah, yeah, man. Not everybody can be as good as their brother. Ask Casey Matthews, and they both play linebacker. I'm gonna watch one more play on Noah Sewell. You guys can let me know who you want to see next. I'll give him another play. Not too much right there. It's not like he looks horrible. It's just like it's not a guy that for me to draft a linebacker first 2 rounds, the dude needs to be. I need to notice that he's out there. I want him around the ball. Let's see. Yeah, it's just not moving the needle for me. You guys drop some more names in the chat. I watch, maybe, maybe two more people. Yeah, maybe I'll maybe look at two more people before I get out of here. What are we at? 1 hour and a half. What do y'all think of Noah Sewell? While people are figuring out who they want to see next. Joey Porter Jr. Yeah, we could do that. I got a ton of pre-save plays on Joey Porter, but yeah, we can definitely take a look at him. I agree with that point. There was one sneak in the Super Bowl. He was stopped short and just stood up for 5 seconds. Yeah, yeah. They got to start blowing that play dead when he's not moving forward anymore. Because once that happens, that's what makes the play like an illegal kind of play that you want to get rid of. Is because he gets stopped initially and forward progress is stopped, the whistle should be blown, and then someone comes behind him and keeps pushing him while he's already stopped forward progress. So they got to fix that part of it, but just blow the play dead when forward progress is stopped, and that wouldn't happen. Clark Phillips, who's that? I don't mean to jump over you, D Hall, but if Clark Phillips looks like a guy who isn't going to be a high prospect, I might take a look at him because you know those guys get a lot less opinion, and I'm going to end up doing a video on Joey Porter anyway. Let's see. This dude is 5'10". Clark Phillips, borderline first rounder, 5'10", and this is a deep class. How much does he weigh? Weight. What is he? 183. Okay. I think I might take a look at Clark Phillips. Let's see what he's got. Clark Phillips, corners. I heard the dude's name before. I just haven't seen him. Let's see. Clark Phillips, Utah. I got Florida 2022. You think he'll be a slot? I haven't gotten a look at him yet. Let's see. We'll watch Florida 2022. Okay, let's see. See if they point him out. What number does he wear? He wears number 1. Okay. At the top of your screen, Clark Phillips. Off the bat, it looks like he moves well. I haven't done Ringo yet. I might take a look at Ringo next. That's an interesting prospect, and we can kind of look at AR-15 too on this in this game. Okay, Clark Phillips at the top of the screen. Nothing too much. Nothing too much yet. They haven't thrown it yet. We know AR can run the ball. We know that much so far. This time it looks like he's getting them in dude's grill. Mm, stayed outside. Looks like he kind of lost him though. I can't figure out if he lost him because he saw the ball getting thrown or he lost him, just lost him. It looks like he kind of just lost him. I think yeah, he started pointing like he thought his safety was, yeah, yeah, just he thought the safety would be back there, and the safety already figured out that the quarterback was throwing the ball short. And then also, like I said, let's take a look at AR. Definitely made the right read right there, but it was right in front of him too. Oh yeah, they're definitely playing zone. Yeah, they've been playing zone since the first snap of the game. Maybe I misspoke and said man or something, but yeah, they've been in zone all day so far. You can tell because you can see Clark Phillips is just looking straight at the quarterback. And again, we see AR-15 can run. We can see that. Maybe I should stop saying that. Maybe they'll demonetize my stream for saying that. But we know Anthony Richardson can run, and we know their running back can run too so far. Hopefully, we get some throwing today. If they're going to keep running this way, I kind of want to see him get involved. Oh my God, that dude got plastered. He dropped the ball though. He dropped the ball though. Let's see. I haven't seen somebody get run over like that. The dude didn't even stop momentum, just ran him over and fumbled. Man, let's see who punched the ball out. His teammate. Yeah, dude got trucked and got bailed out by a teammate. Nobody will remember that now. All right, Clark Phillips at the bottom of the screen this time. Yeah, they love running the ball in Florida. It's like the worst tape that you could look at if you want to see somebody in a bunch of pass, bunch of pass reps. Got all outside leverage right here. Another run. Come on, man, make that tackle. Make him have to throw it. Put him on third down. What's coming up now? This is 2nd and 7. Make him throw it. Phillips still in zone, lined up outside. Screenplay. Oh man. All right, can we get a throw this next play? An actual throw, 3rd and 5. You got to think they throw it here, right? Phillips is okay in the slot. 3rd and 5. The marker's right there. You got to get out of your back pedal right there. I mean, and that back pedal was kind of clunky. No, I'm tripping. Back pedal's all right. Back pedal's all right. But I would want him to. I don't know how he's coached right there, but I would want him to probably be more cognizant of the fact that the dude is able to kind of sit right there on the sticks and get a first down, and you're not really challenging him. Let's see what else is here. Good old YouTube algorithm. I think he's talking about when I was talking about Anthony Richardson's nickname. All right, number one. Yeah, I think this was cover 2 right here. He had the flats that play. Did his job. Let's see how quickly he gets out there. Didn't really do anything that play. Right here at the bottom of your screen again, number 1, Clark Phillips. He's just ready to get into that back pedal. Let's see if he can tackle. Come on, make the tackle. Yeah, he's not gonna be he got him on the ground, but he's not looking like he's gonna be, you know, a tackling machine or anything. But he don't look horrible. And what down was this? I think this was second down. Yeah, I think this was second down right here. We got a third and four coming up. He's not on the he's in the slot right here. All right, you'll see him at the bottom of your screen. We got the worst possible tape on this dude going against Florida. They're gonna run it all day. And they don't play man coverage at all. Like they don't play man coverage at all, man. Which is crazy because he looks like he'd be a good man corner. He looks like he's got all the tools to be a decent man corner. They're running it here. We know they're running it. And this is Utah too, so they can run it all day. At the bottom of your screen again. It's crazy because he follows these dudes. This is man. This dude AR has got a rocket. Got a rocket, man. That dude was running backwards almost and just lost it. Let's see. He threw that off his back foot. All right, second and 17. You got to think they could run it or throw it here, but they'll probably run it. All right, let's see if this is man here. It looks like zone. Looks like zone, yeah. And they run it. All right, make it third and long. Let's see if I can get one rep. I just want to see one rep of him following somebody, man. And this is off zone right here, which is the right call. But I just want to see this dude manned up one time on somebody. I guess I can talk about his movement. I mean, he got to that spot pretty easily. Kind of just jogged. Looks like he's pretty fast. Looks like a 4.4 guy, low 4.4 guy. And they gave up a pass right there, gave up the first down. I honestly really can't evaluate him at this point. I mean, he looks like he's got a lot of physical tools, but I haven't seen him do much of anything yet. Second and five. And I'm not going to look at his 2021 tape because if it's bad, I mean, I'm not going to be mad at the dude for his 21 tape being bad because I only got one game of 2021 and I only have one game of 2022 for him. But I don't see too much going on here. I might switch over to Ringo because he's a man corner. We'll see some more action here. And y'all see that watching film is fun, but you get into a situation like this, it's not fun because you're watching you're watching a dude that plays corner not have any action. Do I think the Giants should try to target a vet corner in free agency? I don't think they're going to look for a starting corner. I think they'll look for a corner that can start, but I think they probably want to draft a guy. That's my opinion, just because the draft is so deep. But they could. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we went out and did that. But I see Clark Phillips isn't really getting that much burn. I'm gonna just look at the game log to see if he had any interception or anything this game, so I don't miss it. But if he didn't, I'm gonna revisit him because yeah, I'm gonna revisit him because we're not getting that much out of this game as far as learning who he is. Let's see game logs. Does he have any pass deflections this game? Does he have anything? Yeah, he had one tackle and we saw it. So not too much to see for Clark Phillips on tape. Florida wasn't really that much going on in Florida for him. All right, let's see if I can find something on Ringo. Ringo is the prototypical corner size 6'2", 205. I mean the perfect size for a corner. Let's see if I can find any games he had a good game against. I mean, any teams he had a good game against. I think he had 2 interceptions this past year. Let's see. Ringo, Ringo, Ringo. Okay, we got a ton of games for Ringo because he went to Georgia. His personality wouldn't slide. You're talking about Marcus Peters. Yeah, probably. I mean, that's possible, but I think they probably like Marcus Peters. Wink probably likes him. But let's look at let's see Vanderbilt because Ringo is a guy that gets involved in the tackling game. Only about 10 tackles less than the guy Noah Sewell, who missed part of the season too. But let's look at it. Uh, Tennessee had a bunch of tackles, 7 tackles. Let's look at him against Tennessee. Uh-oh. I'll look at him against Ohio State because they got all the receivers in the world. Tennessee wouldn't load. So we'll pull up Ohio State. All right, Ringo, Ohio State. The best of the best. Competition is the best of the best. Top of your screen is okay. And again, we can kind of double scout right here because we got CJ Stroud display. CJ Stroud this time around. Second time he's not matched up on a wide receiver, really. Take a drink. Water. All right, let's take a look at this one right here. This time it looked like he got targeted. I looked away for a second. 1-on-1 here. I think this is Marvin Harrison. He stayed with him pretty good. Is that Marvin? I cannot tell whose number this is. But let's look at it. Let's look at it. Was it press coverage? Right up on him. Couldn't get a hand on him really. Decent release, but he stuck with him right there on that comeback. Stuck with him. That time he just got sacked. Ohio State. Yeah, that was Marvin Harrison Jr. Had to double check, but that was him. Nice rap against him. Okay. Taking a shot right there, but that's away from him. Let's see, Ringo. Ringo. Top of your screen again. I mean, look, this isn't that crazy, but look at how he's able to backpedal. Look at how he's able to backpedal right here at 205. I mean, the dude is light on his feet for real. No issues at all. Like he eventually turned and ran, but he is quick. He's got light feet for a guy that's 205 and 6'2". Definitely light feet. This time he's in. I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna like this. Okay, is that Marvin Harrison Jr. right there? That is. That's number 4. I forgot my man's name. He's not coming out this year, but he looks dangerous this year. Coming out next year, but he looks dangerous. All right, let's see. Beat him off the release. Had him, but he got right back in there. He grabbed him a little bit. He grabbed him a little bit. I can't tell because this footage is kind of blurry. I swear Georgia has like the blurriest tape. Yeah, he's gonna be a guy that can make up for a lot of his issues. Because right there, he got beat off the line, but he immediately got back into the frame. That's just a run. I think that is his name, Born to Be Hated. Pretty sure that is his name. Ohio State. That dude on tape so far, he's looked really good. Okay. Stay with him. CJ Stroud is he just be dealing, man. That dude just is dealing. He did a good time. He did a good job. Julian Fleming is the guy's name. Julian Fleming is his name. Uh, that's number 4's name that he's going against this play. Let's see. This is him. Initially, like I said, kind of got beat, but he had help inside. Looks kind of like a cover 3. Got beat, had help, and stayed with him on the improv. So he's not a guy that is big and isn't able to go side to side. He just has to do better just in general with his technique and his hand placement, especially on that one play to I think that was Marvin Harrison that one play. He just got to do a little bit better with his hand placement and timing, stuff like that. He's in zone, but he's at least in, a zone where he's not, not a part of the play. Okay, if he throws this short, I want Ringo to come up and lay this dude out. Boom! I wanted to see that dude get laid out so bad. He ran out of bounds though. Yeah. And this kind of just brings it, kind of makes me think like when I first looked at his tape, I was like, do you want to see this dude at safety? Because I mean, he closed down quick, but it looks like he can play corner. So, I mean, you don't move a dude away from corner. It looks like he can do it, man. It looks like he can do corner and come down and hit people, which is also good out of his own corner. But who on Georgia can't tackle? And that's 100% born to be hated. That's something that you really want out of a corner is the ability to recover. That's what Adoree is really good at. 3rd and 1 coming up. They jumped offside. Stroud is going to take a shot, and that's pretty easy, easy money. I hope he didn't get beat right here. I hope yeah, he did get beat right here. Yeah, Marvin Harrison is a different animal, but watch this right here. Harrison just gave him that long arm right there and just beat him inside and put him off balance. Because if Stroud would have looked at Harrison right there, if he takes a look at his number 1 wide receiver, this is probably a touchdown. Look at that release. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. That's like high school level. He put him off balance. At first, I thought he kind of gave up because it was offsides, but yeah, he beat him. He beat him pretty good. He's got to work on his hands at the line, which shouldn't be too bad. Work on his hand timing, his hand placement. I don't think strength is an issue. That time he's blitzing. He didn't get there, but he looks like he could be a decent. Whoa, whoa! Let's run this back. Did he run that dude down? Or is that somebody else? Did he run that dude down? Look at him. He ran this dude down. Yeah, he got speed to him. That's a 4-3 guy, and he forced the fumble. Let's go. Let's go. Let's watch this. Let's watch the blitz right here. 5 right here. Watch him come back from the top of your screen, run this dude down, and force this fumble. That is nasty. That is nasty. Look at this. He didn't make the blitz, but he didn't give up. And this acceleration right here, he ran this dude down. Wow. Yeah, I wasn't that high on Ringo. I hadn't seen that much of him, but this is a nice. Ringo's got to go first round just because of the physical traits. He's got to go first round. They couldn't recover it. They couldn't recover it. Oh man. Okay, let's look at this. They're running it. Yeah, I think this dude could be a man or his own corner. The way he's playing, it's just about the polishing things up on a play to play basis. But if he can polish those things up, man, they need to stop running that with CJ Stroud, man. That is not the guy you want in the open field against 2 linebackers. You don't want to see that. Not against Georgia. 3rd and 6, money time on Marvin Harrison. He's double covered. They was not going to let Marvin Harrison beat him. They was not going to let Marvin Harrison Jr. beat him right there. All right. Yeah. That's listen, if he makes that catch, if he makes that catch right there, you can't be mad at Ringo, but at the same time, it's not like he was really covering him either. So it's kind of like it's tough right there. Again, at the line, he's getting beat. He's getting beat at that line. But I can't be too mad because of the receiver he's playing against. Because that is a disgusting route. Like, disgusting. Beat him on the fade. At this point, it's all fade. The ball is going to the back of the end zone. You can't do nothing with that. You can't do nothing with that. You can't, man. I got to watch that one more time. That is a nasty route. And he almost caught that with 2 feet down. That is disgusting. Let's see this from this angle. This dude almost caught this like this with 2 feet down. Yeah, Ringo got beat right there, but you can't be mad at him. They're gonna run it here, probably. I can't believe they let that dude in. Okay, let's look at it here. Ringo is at the bottom of the screen right here. No, there's no way you can let that happen, man. You can't let that happen. There's no way you can let that happen, man. You was in perfect position. He's looking at the quarterback. Come on, man. I mean, that's just he just kind of just got caught off balance on the scramble drill, but you got to kind of expect that to happen. The quarterback is scrambling, and it just shows how much trust he has in this receiver and Julian. I think Julian Fleming. How much trust he has in him to throw that kind of back shoulder. But that's not something I'll really like attack Ringo for. Like that's just kind of an off schedule play. All right. Again, this dude on his feet. Just watch him just come out of this back pedal. Yeah, he's gonna give up that touchdown. Yeah, he's got to keep his eye on the quarterback right there. What gets him beat right here is he start not keep his eye on the quarterback. What gets him right here is that he's so busy looking at the quarterback that he's not looking at the receiver. He's got to look at the receiver because he's looking for the quarterback, and that's how the receiver is able to get out of his line of sight. So again, like it's not the physical things with Ringo is it's no issue at all physically. It's just he's just got to clean up some of the polish. And if he can, I mean, listen, cornerback that's 205, 6'2", that's a problem. That's a problem. If he's right, that's an issue. Because look at him bully this receiver. Look at him bully dude. Like he can do that. Like that's your edge right there. Your edge right there is set. Let's see right here. Yeah, man. Again, let's see what happened right there. He ended up catching up. Oh, that's just a drop. That's just a drop. But that release destroyed him off the line. He's outside leverage, and he just got in. Ooh, that's like a hezzy right there. Harrison just came off the line, hit him with that hesitation, slow step, and just exploded inside. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's not much you can do with that. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be so good. He's going to be so good. And right there, he kind of got lost in zone. Yeah, if the quarterback don't get sacked right there, that's a completion. Back in zone. I really like him. I like this dude backpedaling in zone. I think he's comfortable in it. He's got that last play he got kind of lost, but he looks really comfortable. Being responsible for one area and being responsible for multiple players, and I think that might be able to get him a ton of interceptions, being in zone and being able to get to spots that people don't think he can get to. See right here. Yeah, he's gonna hit somebody if he's gonna do anything. That's one thing he'll do. Let's see. Bottom of the screen again. Back on Fleming. Let's see right there. It looked like he grabbed him right here. Did he? Yeah, he kind of put hands on him. I can't tell if he grabbed him or anything. Not horrible coverage. These Ohio State receivers, there's not much you can do with them, man. Like that's good coverage. That's good coverage. Like that's not fair. These releases are NFL releases. If you play against Ohio State receivers every week, I mean you're playing against NFL releases. Who in the world is their receiver coach? Because this is a fade. This is a fade, or at the very least, you're thinking, okay, he's gonna run this fade and hit a stop and go. But I mean, yeah, that's tough. That's tough right there. That's tough right there. Let's see. Ohio State probably wins this game with the healthy JSN. Yeah, they probably do. Yeah, right there, he just grabbed number 4. He just grabbed him. I mean, Stroud is dealing. You got 3, 4 wide receivers who are, you know, crazy good. Yeah, right there, he just got outran. Did he end up catching that? I can't tell. Yeah, he got outran. If you see right here, if you see right here in the middle of this route, you see him grabbing the dude and he still gets left. And Fleming doesn't look like a super fast dude. He's just routed him up. He's just routed him up. He's going to need, like I said, he'll need some polish, but the tools that this dude has as a 6'2", 205 corner that can tackle like a safety and that can also probably run a 4.3, he's got to go first round. Once the combine is going on and he runs his 4.3 and he's 205 and 6'2", yeah, he's going to go first round. All right. Right here, he's covering nobody. You might as well take that coverage to somebody else, man. You might as well follow. Ain't nothing he could really do right there. Let's see, nothing much right there either. But yeah, I like him better than I thought that I would have. I really do. I think he's a better player than I thought he was. Now he does get out of position like that. Like, why are you turning your back? There's no point in you playing this zone like this, playing this. It looks like he's playing some kind of a robber spot. There's no point in you playing this position if you're going to turn your back to the quarterback like that. I guess what it actually looks like man coverage actually. So his responsibility was probably to double Marvin Harrison Jr. If his man stayed in the block, which he starts to do, but he doesn't really stay on top of him. And now you got a guy wide open in the flat. So I don't know if I can be too mad at him for that, but you didn't even really double your guy in a way that would have even stopped him from, because he probably with a well thrown ball maybe can still catch this touchdown, but just a nice play design from Ohio State, really. The thing is, born to be hated, jamming Ohio State receivers, jamming these guys at the line is better said than done. Easier said than done. Because their release packages are out of this world and guys can't get their hands on them. They really can't get their hands on them. Because you see this dude is strong, but he can't really get his hands on them. Like if you remember that play I showed with Marvin Harrison Jr., Marvin Harrison kind of strong armed him, kind of long armed him, got his hand in the chest, and put him off balance. So you got to be able to. Oh my God, I thought he caught that. Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be a problem for the next 15 years. Again, like how can you get your hands on this dude? How can you do it? He tried to. Like you can't get your hands on that dude. And the fact that he almost caught this man is ridiculous. He almost got the ball was too high, but if the ball is on target, he catches that right down the seam. Got to come and make that tackle. Okay. All right. So we are what 2 hours in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play an ad, and after I play that ad, I'll take a couple more questions, and then we'll get out of here. So give me a couple seconds. But you guys let me know what you're thinking of Ringo. I think he's a first round guy. I wouldn't be mad if we took him at 25. I think he's definitely worth that pick. He's just got to get a little bit more polish. But I mean, what rookie corner doesn't need experience and polish? But like I said, I'm going to throw this ad up here real quick. I'll jump right back on. And Then we'll get out of here after I take on a couple of last minute questions.
Got your name, I've got your address. Think I might pay you a visit.
Anyone can find anything on the internet, including your full legal name, your personal email, your home address, phone number, and even your relatives. Just do a Google search for your personal information or someone that you know, name, email, phone number, and see if a people search site shows up. This information is accessible because of data brokers who profit by selling your information to robocallers, telemarketers, spammers, and anyone else that wants to learn more about you. That's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor. Aura will identify data brokers that are exposing your information and automatically submit opt out requests on your behalf. They'll even opt you out of junk mail and telemarketing lists. You can use my link, aura.com/diggy, to try 2 weeks for free and see how many data brokers are sharing your information. It's also linked in the description. You can also scan the QR code. Aura has already found my information on literally over 100 sites so far. And guess what? If they do take my identity, they'll cover me up to $1 million. They have a VPN, password manager, real time credit and identity theft monitoring, internet parental controls, and antivirus software. If you sign up right now with my link, Aura will give you a 2 week free trial. Go to aura.com/diggy to start your free trial now.
Woo-wee! I'm gonna finally be able to get that PS5.
All right, and that link is in the description. Um, Also, that price on that last slide right there is outdated. It's actually 13 a month. And as I said in that ad, you get all of that stuff. You get a VPN, you get credit monitoring, you get everything. And if anybody tries to mess with you, tries to take your identity, tries to take your stuff, they'll be on top of it. So definitely give them a look. But you guys drop down in the comments any last minute ideas or last minute thoughts about Ringo, or who else did we watch? Not Penny Soul, Noah Soul. We watched. We didn't get to watch either of the people I put in the thumbnail. I put Noah Gray, I think Eric Gray, and Emmanuel Forbes in the thumbnail, but we didn't watch either one of those guys. But what are you guys thinking? I'm thinking, like I said, Ringo. I'm thinking that guy is probably going to go sometime in the probably anywhere from 15 to 30. I think he's probably going to go probably latest, yeah, latest 30, just because of the physical tools. You look at those other corners; they probably go ahead of him, like Witherspoon, Weatherspoon. Um, Christian Gonzalez runs almost a 4.2. That guy's over 6 feet. Same thing with Witherspoon. Probably runs a 4.39, maybe 4.4. These guys are all skilled, fast corners. A couple of them are 180 something, but all prototypical cornerback ones that you would want. So I don't see anything popping up in the chat. I know we talked about DJ, we talked about Saquon, we talked about a couple of the free agents. We talked about a couple of prospects. I missed out. Shout out Meet the Mets. Missed your initial comment. Uh, see if we saw anything else. I saw some people talking about Marcus Peters. I think he's going to be a guy for us. Not a guy for us, but I think he's going to be a guy somewhere. I just don't know if it's for us, and I don't know. I don't know if you want Marcus Peters in our type of defense because I'm pretty sure he gave up some big plays, and I don't think he's as good as he was when he was playing beside Marlon Humphrey. But yeah, like I said, don't see anything else popping up. So if nobody else has anything, I'm gonna jump off. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday. I might do a stream on Friday, or I'll do one sometime this week. Um, we'll see what the topic on it will be, but I'll do a stream this week sometime, and I'll also do another Sunday stream. So you guys stay on the lookout for that. But have a great rest of your Sunday. And thanks for hanging out for the past 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 48 seconds. All right.